Games with romanceable characters tend to offer a selection of prospective romantic partners to suit the various preferences of players. However, occasionally players will set their sights on a definitively non-romanceable NPC, however oblivious, or ineligible, or actually a devil that character may be.
Hope. Such a tease.
So begin the posts, the petitions, the fan art, and the unofficial mods, as thirsty players make their feelings known. Without further ado, get a load of these 7 romance-proof characters that players simply will not give up on. Also beware spoilers and potentially erotic fan art.
Do you mean it's potentially erotic, or potentially there's going to be erotic fan art?
Yes. I mean, both of them. I don't know what you're into. Maybe you'll find it erotic, maybe you won't. That's for DeviantArt to decide.
What would suit the occasion? The words to a lullaby, perhaps. The mouse smiled brightly. It outfoxed the cat. Then down came the claw. And that, love, was that.
When it comes to romantic prospects, you can't beat Baldur's Gate 3 for sheer variety. This is the game, after all, where you can do it with a hench druid, a tiefling barbarian with a robot heart from hell, and a blood-sucking elf rogue, if you play your cards right.
No.
Wow, okay, hurtful. Maybe you'll have better luck. Even this abundance of amorous options, however, fell short for a bunch of Baldur's Gate 3 players whose heads were turned by a certain lullaby-quoting, deal-offering, shady-seeming dandy by the name of Raphael.
Well met, I am Raphael. Very much at your service.
In the game, it transpires quickly enough that Raphael is not just a dude who can really wear a doublet, but actually an infernal being with considerable power and dubious intentions.
What's better than a devil you don't know? A devil you do.
Like a multi-level marketing scheme, Raphael is as enticing as he is nefarious, and definitely not to be trusted. Which is all part of the appeal for the Raphael fans who would like to, but are not permitted to, get it on with the devil. Okay, not the devil, but a devil, who sings his own theme song.
Hell, hell, hell has its laws. Hell, hell, effect and the cause.
Hot! Literally, I assume. Incredibly, there is no path to romancing Raphael in Baldur's Gate 3, a game in which I remind you, you can be intimate with a mind flayer.
You feel its breath merging into yours, cold, smelling faintly of vanilla and garlic.
How? You eat brains? Anyway, to quote one of Raphael's indignant stans on Reddit, if we can bang the squid, why can't we bang the devil too? Make it make sense. There's still time to add your name to the fan petition asking Larian to make Raphael a romanceable character, if that's what does it for you. But until we hear back on that petition, you're just going to have to make do with a sexy encounter with Raphael's S&M body double, who's just hanging out in bed in Raphael's house in hell.
Off with your clothes.
Never change, Baldur's Gate 3.
He runs rightful.
She's not interested. But Bianca here is a sucker for drunk, dumb, and ugly. Take a hint, human.
Varic Tethras of Dragon Age fame loves only 3 things. 1, telling stories.
It's still not what you think.
Then I need to hear more.
2, his crossbow Bianca. And 3, shirts with a deep V-neck. The deeper, the better.
How do you do? Varic Tethras, at your service.
His eyes are up here. This burly dwarf about town is a firm fan favourite, and for good reason. He made his debut in Dragon Age 2, in which he is both loyal companion and charismatic narrator.
And just, what are you seeking?
The champion.
Which one?
Varic returned as a companion character in Dragon Age Inquisition, his chest hair in higher definition and more mesmerising than ever.
The Mage Rebellion joins the Inquisition. I've got to admit that's a twist I didn't see coming.
As you would rightly expect of a BioWare role-playing game, Dragon Age has more romantic opportunities than a singles cruise. But if you have eyes only for Varic, then I have bad news for you. He's not up for it.
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
No matter how many times Varic admirers swing by his hangout spot in Skyhold, they'll get no closer to seducing the Dwarven Smoke Show, who again loves only stories, his crossbow, and deep V-necks.
I don't need a disciple. I need a friend.
If you knew how intimidating you are, you wouldn't make it sound so simple.
This leaves Varic's substantial fan community with no recourse but to share their enthusiasm online, along with screenshots of him in sleeveless armour. Damn! In the words of Reddit user N_who needs a crossbow when you've got those guns?
Country living RPG Stardew Valley couldn't be cozier if it were wearing a chunky knit and sipping hot cocoa. Man, why does this keep happening every time I play Stardew Valley? One of the many beloved elements in this much-loved game is the ability to woo the Valley's eligible singles, spending quality time with them and giving them gifts in order to nurture your friendship level and eventually develop a romantic relationship. Oh, Leah, it's just what I always wanted. Not everyone in the game is single and eligible, however, much to the dismay of Stardew Valley enjoyers who set their sights on Robin here. The charming red-haired Robin is the town carpenter. The good news is she will sell you handcrafted furniture. The bad news is she is neither single nor eligible, being in fact married with kids. And what with Stardew Valley's wholesome cozy vibes, there's unsurprisingly no route for players to rizz up Robin into having an extramarital affair. Unless you could instead install the fan-made Robin Romance mod. This mod makes Robin divorced, and since the divorce she has moved in with Leah, potentially awkward but moving swiftly along. In any case, Robin is now single and ready to mingle with you, the mod-happy homewrecker. On the one hand, you've meddled with the very fabric of your game to erase an inconvenient marriage. On the other, the path is clear to you and Robin pairing up at the Valley's Midsommar-style flower dance. And nobody got set on fire. You'll need a different mod for that. The Romance Robin mod has been downloaded over 60,000 times. That is testament to the powerful appeal of a lady who can build a birch chair. Hey, I get it.
Look at that Commonwealth sky. Never thought anything so naturally ominous could end up looking so inviting.
Despite being a series about the loneliness of the post-apocalypse in which you play characters with titles like The Sole Survivor and The Lone Wanderer, you sure do pal around with a lot of companions in the Fallout games. Take Fallout 4 for instance, in which you can choose to travel with a faithful dog, a punchy Irish woman, and even a super mutant. Buddy, let's get out there and achieve our goals together.
Someday, super mutants kill everything.
Okay, maybe not that one. Several of the more agreeable companions are romanceable, such that when you get to a high enough relationship level, you're granted companion perks and experience boosts. You know, like in real life.
I'm always here for you, Kate. There's nothing you can say that would ever change that.
Oh, well, that's not what I expected you to say. Sorry, I didn't realize you cared that much about me.
Well, this is awkward. But not all companions are potential partners, and you might be surprised to learn, unless you've been on the internet once in your life, that people are pretty mad about this, particularly in the case of synth gumshoe Nick Valentine.
I'm a synth. Synthetic man. All the parts, minus a few red blood cells.
Nick, who kind of resembles Humphrey Bogart after 3 months decomposing in an abandoned well, does have a kind of grumpy, no-nonsense charm to him, sure, but he is also a synth, the game's word for lifelike androids, and despite the entire plot being about the issue of whether synths should be treated like humans and afforded the same rights and privileges as humans, Bethesda decided that actually, sorry, that wasn't going to apply to boning. Or did they? Because I think everybody that played Fallout New Vegas has vivid memories of Fisto. Am I right?
Fisto reporting for duty. Please assume the position. Servos active.
Make your mind up, Bethesda. Anyway, fans being fans, they weren't going to take this disregard for their feelings towards Nick lightly, and soon enough there was a mod that allowed you to have a Valentine's Day to remember, complete with voice lines moved around to fit the new context.
Well, I love you too.
He's no Fisto, but I suppose he'll do.
Now with your latest local news.
B, just in time.
Look, you can't make out with Keanu Reeves in Cyberpunk 2077 because he's a digital ghost that lives in your head. And how's that going to look to passers-by? Embarrassing. On the other hand, there's no technical reason you couldn't make out with Goro Takamura, the stoic and stylish corpo bodyguard you team up with early in the game. Unless you have, like, I don't know, incompatible cyber mouths.
Sit.
Yet, to the frustration of Takamura fanciers the world over, this popular character does not feature in the roster of romanceable cyberpunk NPCs, despite how he and your V can share some pretty meaningful moments later on.
Bad memories washed away by time. I long only for the simple days of childhood.
In the backstabbing world of cyberpunk, it's hard to be sure whether Takamura is really your pal or just a corpo loyalist trying to work his way back into Arasaka's good graces. What we can say for sure is that he's a rich, complex personality and 100% not DTF. Down to French. Kiss. You know. In the absence of the option to romance this guy, Takamura devotees have created page after page of wistful fan art, and that's as far as things are going to get with Goro-chan, not least because CD Projekt Red don't have time for retrofitting romances into their game. Not when they're developing huge, critically acclaimed expansions starring Idris Elba, who I assume is definitely up for a smooch. He's not! Just L after L, CD Projekt Red.
Stay there, I'm coming. Joker? Ow, my pancreas.
Hey!
Damn it!
Got one, sir!
Find the crew. I'm going after her. Find the crew, got it.
Personally, I love Joker from Mass Effect. He's a great pilot, he's funny, he was the werewolf in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I could go on. But there are people out there who love Joker, if you know what I mean, sex-wise. And those people are being criminally underserved because Joker is as unromanceable as everybody else is romanceable, which is to say very. It's something of a cliche to point out that the Mass Effect series features a lot of crewmates who are thirstier than a dehydrated man trying to eat his way out of a collapsed salt mine. But for all the fantastical aliens and shredded space marines trying to jump your heroic bones, there are some Mass Effect fans that only have eyes for Jeff Joker Moreau, wisecracking pilot and baseball cap enthusiast.
It's joking time.
In fact, Joker has a romance of his own on the go with Edie, an artificial intelligence with boobs who, by the way, also not romanceable.
Shepard, you have first-hand sexual experience. How do you know when someone is romantically invested?
You want space drama, BioWare? How about letting me get into a love triangle with my ship's AI and the guy who flies it? God, it'd be so messy. What a missed opportunity. Anyway, as you can imagine, Mass Effect fans aren't the type to let any crew member with a vaguely human shape go unromanced, and so there does exist a fully voiced, new cutscene including Mass Effect 3 mod by modder Space Dolphin, which took 2 years to create and lets you and Joker take things to the next level.
How about this?
Yeah.
But if Joker's here, who's flying the ship? Alright, Edie. Hope she's cool with this or we're heading straight into the heart of the nearest star.
What's your story?
A sad one. Do you know the Temple of Melitele in Alanda?
Do I know it? Can't remember how many times I've been there, how many times Mother Nenica stitched me up.
If anyone's got bountiful options when it comes to romance, it's Geralt of Rivia, and by extension, anyone playing as Geralt of Rivia. As the continent's most eligible mutant bachelor, Geralt has more or less his pick of partners, for either spicy short-term entanglements or series-spanning love affairs.
You're not only handsome, but wise, too. I feel a bit like the cat that got the canary.
Check the forums, though, and there's no shortage of players clamouring for just one more character to be added to Geralt's long list of prospects. That character is Tamira, the local herbalist Geralt meets in White Orchard, in the early stages of the game.
Hand me the beggar tickets, the red bloom. Well, well, one versed in herbs.
Probably saying too much, but I know a bit.
Tamira is sweet and skilled and treating a young woman with fatal-seeming injuries.
Griffin do that to her?
Delina. Yes. Attacked her at night. She was walking in the woods.
Over the course of a side quest to save the wounded woman with a Witcher healing potion, Geralt and Tamira have a nice rapport that, if you know a thing or two about Witcher games, might give you the impression things are about to head somewhere steamy.
Believe we could have an interesting conversation.
Could this impression also have been something to do with Tamira's generously curvy character model, tight leggings, and the way she's programmed to spend half her time bent over her herbalism table? It could! Again, Check the forums. On this occasion, alas, ladies' man Geralt can proceed no further, although Tamira will give you some venom extract, which is pretty good too.
I like you, Witcher. Here. A small gift. For giving a damn.
Just what I asked for. Asked for. Asked... Oh my god.
But let's not end on a teary note. Here. A bit of solace.
So there we go, 7 characters who are unromanceable, or if they are romanceable, they didn't want anything to do with us. Maybe that's it. Maybe they're not interested, and that's fine. You know, hurts a little, but we'll move on. It's fine.
Okay?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I just, you know, spent a lot of time with Nick Valentine. I thought maybe he'd want to take things to the next level. Apparently not. I mean, apparently this rotting synth can do better than me. Sorry, I'm getting the wrap it up symbols, that's fine. Thank you for watching this video. Let us know if there are romanceable characters in games or unromanceable characters that you wish you could romance. Let us know who your picks are for that. And if you want to watch more videos, here's one from us, down here's one from Outside Extra. And if you do know Nick Valentine, just put in a good word for me, is all I'm saying. Just, you know, tell him what a great guy I am. That's all I ask. Thanks.